If you're a small business owner, it is an uncomfortable time of the year. Well, we're getting ready for the end of the year, which is good. And we're also getting ready for Thanksgiving. Hello, feed me. But we're also looking forward to the upcoming year. And while that brings hope and the idea to grow our business, it also can bring the stark reality of, OMG, what am I going to do this year for health insurance? Because as a small business owner and entrepreneur, the pickings are a little slim. Well, riding in to save us today is Nancy Toll, and she'll tell us all about the health insurance market for 2021 and take your questions. It's something we all have to figure out, and today we're going to talk about that. Welcome to the Small Business Rally Point. This is the weekly conversation for your small business network. I'm Pat Miller, the Idea Coach, and today we're going to talk about the health insurance stuff, but we're also going to do a Rally Point Roundtable. And Rally Point Roundtable is all about my favorite holiday. There is no debate. There is no way to slice it other than Thanksgiving is the best holiday, and I will not hear any other answers because there are no other right answers. But we'll talk about what are you doing for Thanksgiving? What are some of the traditions that you have? What's your favorite food on the Thanksgiving table? And just kind of lighten it up a little bit because after our health insurance discussion, I'll need to be thinking about pumpkin pie to make me feel a little bit better. We are broadcasting live on Facebook. So howdy, Brandcrafted Social Club. Good to see you all today. And we are live on the Idea Coach YouTube page. We are 17 subscribers away from being able to rebrand that bad boy. So if you've got time, drop us a like on the old YouTube page because we would love to make that a very cool little handle. Also, a little bit of a sneak preview. We are getting ready for a complete revamp of this show. We are going live with a new piece of software, and we're going to explode its availability to about 10 different platforms at once. So we're getting ready to do that here in the next week or two. So keep your eyes on the email that Susie, the most amazing person on the planet, sends out to let you know who's going to be on the show and what link to get Small Business Rally Point on between now and the end of the year. Thank you to our partners, Serendipity Labs and the Idea Collective for small business owners. And a shout out, of course, to the woman behind the curtain, the showrunner, the one, the only, the ultimate connector in my business BFF. That would be Jennifer Buchholz. Thank you, Jennifer. All right, Nancy Toll, licensed insurance agent for Health Markets Insurance Agency. Today, we get to or have to talk about healthcare. I mean, I respect what you do and all, but this is one of those annual conversations that we have to have. So can you make it informative and fun for us, Nancy?
Oh, I don't know about fun. That's asking a lot. Necessary is the better word for it because it is necessary, but working with someone who can get it over with for you faster is fun.
Oh, I do like
How's
that.
that?
Yes,
How's
that helps make it go by and make it hurt less. So my first question out of the chute is there a more confusing product on the market than health insurance? Because it sure seems to be the most confusing thing that someone has to buy.
I will answer that with the fact that I have job security for as long as I want, because as long as it is a conspiracy of confusion, I'm there to help clear it up for people. And I'm daily amazed by the people who sign up for themselves or they call an 800 number and they get into deep trouble. Just yesterday, I had 2 one-hour conversations trying to get people out of the trouble they got themselves into. So it is confusing. It's just kind of ridiculous. And I'm old, but all this stuff is in my head and it comes out when it's necessary.
Well,
So
it's definitely helpful to have a guide as we go through this process. And Nancy's agreed to answer some questions today. So if you have questions about your healthcare options in 2021, if she can help us, she will. If not, I'm sure she'll point us in the right direction. So let us know how we can make this conversation good for you today so you get the information you need. So let's talk specifically about small business owners and entrepreneurs, maybe solopreneurs as well. What choices do we have when it comes to health insurance for 2021?
all right. So you have the marketplace. And a lot of people say to me, I don't want Obamacare. Well, everything is under the umbrella of Obamacare. That 800-page document that we all heard about years ago, some of you might be too young for that, but we heard about that document and Nancy Pelosi said, let's read it later, let's get it passed. That document impacted Medicare, Medicaid, health insurance, short-term health insurance. It has tentacles into millions of different parts of our world, which is why it can't just be gotten rid of or fixed. So that's the end of my political statement. But there is, for the entrepreneur, there is Medicaid if you have no assets and income under $12,750 a year. That's a tough place to go. I do have people that have income under that 12.5 when they can, or 12.7 when they can write off expenses. But if you go over to Medicaid, they're going to ask about assets. And if you have assets over $2,000, you get sent back to Obamacare and you get no subsidy or help. So that's where talking to an agent who knows what they're doing first makes sense. Someone will tell me, yeah, I got $50,000 in assets, but this year I'm only going to make $7,500. And I say, no, you're not. You're going to make $13,000 this year. And they go, wait, no, I'm not going to make 13. I'm like, yes, you are. You're going to go stand on a street corner. You're going to crochet or you're going to babysit. And you're going to get to $13,000 so you can have the lowest cost Obamacare plan. Other than and I intermingle Obamacare with ACA and the marketplace. Some people only know it as one of those, but it is one and the same. There also is short-term health insurance. Short-term health insurance is not required to give you the same things that the marketplace is. There's no preventative care. There's no free physical. There's no free checkups. It's really catastrophic coverage. And many people go to the short term because it's about a third of the price if you're making decent money. And it's going to be better than nothing, and it's going to protect you from that catastrophe or catastrophic cost. The other options are not good options. They are what I was talking about with these two women I talked to yesterday. They're called indemnity plans. But they won't say that out loud. They'll say, yes, this is health insurance. And this is people that are usually calling you from out of state, not always, but very often. Or they might be calling from an insurance company and they're saying, yes, we have health insurance for you. The woman last night was paying $700 a month. And what she was going to get is if she went to a doctor's appointment, they were going to send her a check for $20. That was it. That's indemnity coverage. So anyone who's a part of this organization, if you are looking at something like that, please call me first. Don't sign up for something until you know what it really is. And their favorite line is, yes, this is health insurance. There's a plan from United Healthcare that is not, it's called Choice. And it is not real insurance. So I just warn everybody, please don't do it by yourself. And don't believe these people on the phone who say, yes, it's really health insurance.
So if someone is running their own business and they're keeping the lights on, that disqualifies them from Medicaid because they're making something. And if they don't want this indemnity plan, which isn't real health insurance, and we're not a part of someone else's group plan, it's pretty much the marketplace. So what does the marketplace look like for 2021? Are there significant changes for 2021 from calendar year 2020?
There are significant increases, but those increases all depend on your income. So when I talk to somebody that they think I'm a little nosy, but I'll say, give me an idea of your income this year. Now I say, give me an idea of your income, and if it's over 40,000, I don't need to know. Or if it's over 70,000, I don't need to know. And then I don't look so nosy.
Right.
But under those thresholds, depending on if you're single, married, 1 kid, 2 kids, 3 kids, you can get a decent plan that's going to protect you from a catastrophe. And last year I had about maybe 40% of my clients that were paying 43 cents a month. That 43 cents a month has jumped up to about $100 a month. And that $100 is a big jump, but it's a whole lot better than the $866 a month that I have for a $8,000 deductible plan.
Sure.
So you may say, Nancy, you sell insurance. Why is yours so bad? Mine is so bad because I'm going to be turning 65 in April. So I get to go to Medicare soon, and I have just to hold on for the next 5 months.
Sure.
And then I will be able to have Medicare, which is awesome.
But it is fair to say, and this might be a little bit of editorializing here, Affordable Care Act, if you're making more than $40,000, is not very affordable. Is that fair to say? Because it sure seems that way.
That's why I'm at $866 a month.
With a giant deductible. And it gets worse from there. If you're a successful small business that doesn't have a group plan, you're going to pay quite a bit. So when you get onto the health insurance marketplace, you can either take the tax subsidy or pay it up front. Is that the right way to think about it?
Well, I recommend that people do what is necessary to get their income estimated.
Mm-hmm.
And when people do it themselves, they don't realize that when you're putting your income in, if you're an employee, you're using your gross. If you are self-employed or any combination, you're using your net, and your net is taking away all your expenses.
Right.
I have people call me and say, I'm paying these exorbitant amounts, and it's because they don't know they can use their net. A contractor is going to have probably 50% of their income that they could write off, and that's going to bring their price down incredibly. And so I really push for, let's figure out what your income really is.
Mm-hmm.
Once you put that estimate in on your application, you have to attest that you will call them and let them know if your income changes. And then they'll let you change plans. Well, I've been doing this for 8 years. I just found out 2 weeks ago that if you have a baby in the middle of the year, your plan starts over with a new deductible.
Whoa.
You have an income increase or decrease, and you call them and tell them your plan starts over. So I used to tell people, call me and we'll adjust. No more adjusting.
Right. Right.
You estimate as close as you can, and then everything is reconciled on your taxes.
Well, I've got 2 more questions for you, Nancy, but I do want to make sure we're taking any questions that folks in the crowd have. So if you have something, drop into the chat and let us know. Let's talk for a second about escaping the marketplace. So if we are a small business owner, at what point can we start our own group plan? Is that a thing? And what do we need to have to make that happen?
It is a thing. Part of the ACA law changed a few years ago that you can do that with a third-party administrator. You can have a spouse who actually works a certain amount of hours, notice air quotes,
Sure.
a certain amount of hours within your business. You can actually pay for your spouse's health insurance if you have an HRA. And that HRA then will cover your spouse and you. It kind of wraps around and covers you. You no longer get a subsidy if you do that, but you have a plan that is then giving you tax advantages. So I have quite a few people who have set up those HRAs. And then if you bring in another person, then there's different types of plans that you can set up to wrap around those employees and yourself. Many employers will go to the marketplace or have their employees go to the marketplace, and then they may bonus their employees but you can't actually say you're covering their insurance without having this third-party administrator. So, and those laws changed about 3 years ago. Before that, it was you got caught paying your employee for your Obamacare insurance coverage with a subsidy, and you were in deep trouble.
Right. Right. And that's another reason not to do it ourselves.
Right.
So I'm sitting here daydreaming what Abby's job descriptions here at the Idea Coach headquarters are going to be. So I'm going to give Abby a nice long list of stuff that I don't feel like doing. She'll love that. And I'll say Nancy told us to tell Abby to do that. So I'm sure she says thank you in advance, Nancy. I appreciate that. All right. So last question that I have, you mentioned this in a previous conversation. I thought it was important. I want to hear you say it again. With insurance in general, we say, hey, here's a claim. And the insurance company says, nah, we're not going to pay for it. Do appeals work? How do we go through appeals? Do you have a chance to get something covered if they initially say it shouldn't be?
Yes, they hope you will forget about the appeal. And generally, it's kind of like applying for disability. They're always going to say no the first time. So you have to be a little aggressive, a little assertive, and not take no for an answer. My significant other was sent for, now he's Medicare, but he was sent for, set up an MRI. And the day before, he got a phone call saying his MRI was canceled by his insurance company. They're not going to let him have that MRI until he goes through peer conferencing. Give me a break. So on Obamacare, on all of these others, they have little hidden agendas. So on Obamacare, it's supposed to cover all preventative care and a physical. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I don't have an off button on my home desk phone. So they have little subtle things where they can say no. So just a case in point, probably too much information, but I had a colonoscopy scheduled in July. And they called me 4 days before and they said, oh, just letting you know your colonoscopy, you need to bring along $4,950.
Hello. That's a double.
Can I tell you where to stick that colonoscopy?
Yeah, I'm sure.
That particular company decided that if it had been, is he laughing? I say what comes out of my mouth. That particular company decided that if the colonoscopy was less than 10 years, that I had to pay for it. So they have these goofy rules, and I could have appealed it, but I spend many, many hours a week telling my Medicare clients how to get their free colonoscopy.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to wait until April.
Wow.
So you can guess what April's going to be for me.
Uncomfortable. It's going to be uncomfortable.
No,
We have a question
yes.
from Van. Is PEO an option for entrepreneurs?
What? Tell me, what is PEO?
All right, Van, I'm unmuting you, my friend. Share your thought with us, please.
Professional employer organization.
Oh, yes. If you have some sort of an association, like realtors have an association and firefighters have an association, then there is usually group plans. They're not always cheap. They're a lot of times people will come to me and say, I have an option of an association. And I say, bring me your sheet that tells you your premium, your deductible, and your max out of pocket. And I can tell you if that's going to be better for you or if the marketplace is better.
Yeah,
Thank you.
for what it's worth, thanks, man. I looked into doing that for the Idea Collective. I called like 3 or 4 different folks trying to find out if I could set up something like that for the Idea Collective group, and they weren't really interested in it because we were all independent LLCs, not people that were working for me. So it was kind of dead in the water, but I tried. Any final thoughts as far as evaluating health insurance as we get ready for 2021? Because it just seems to be jousting at necessary windmills at this point.
I do want to say, if you have employees or associates, or you are getting close to Medicare, many people say that they're working for the insurance, and Medicare is the best thing since sliced bread. That's my opinion. But every plan out there now has a deductible, and Medicare is first dollar coverage.
Hmm.
So if you know someone who is working, have them get with a broker, which is me, working with multiple companies so I can look at what they're paying. I can't believe what people are paying when they get past 65 with an employer. And I can help you determine if you should be on Medicare or if you should be with your employer. And the only time I say stay with your employer is if you're with the county or the state on one of their main plans.
Right.
When you go to a retiree plan, the prices burst out of the roof.
Yeah. Well, it's great information during a confusing but necessary time. Nancy Toll, thank you so much for coming on and sharing it with us and trying to guide us. We've had a couple of requests in the chat. Please drop your contact information in the chat so people can get a hold of you if they have questions, okay?
You bet.
Awesome, Nancy. Thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate it. Nancy Toll, licensed insurance agent, Health Markets Insurance Agency. Thank you so much, Nancy. So yeah, I think she aptly described the feeling of paying for your doctor's bills when she talked about her colonoscopy. I mean, that's pretty much, that's how it feels around the old Miller household, that's for sure. So hopefully you can find something that works for you in 2021. How about we turn things over to Thanksgiving, right? So we've got a couple of days this week. We got to work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but then Thanksgiving is Thursday. And even though this year is going to be a little bit non-traditional, because, you know, you're not supposed to get together with your family and you're supposed to stay home and virus, we're still going to eat. At least, I don't know about you. Thursday is a semi-professional event in my household. It is competitive eating. You might as well have ESPN filming it. It is time to get the feedback on, to watch some football, and to forget about everything else. That's why, as I state, Thanksgiving is the best holiday, and there is no debate. So, Lisa Andrews, you're in the chat sharing with us. I'm curious, what is your favorite Thanksgiving food?
My favorite is not the main course, oddly enough. My mom has made for years and tried to stop one year. Carrot and cauliflower cheese bake. Vegetables, love them.
Really?
My favorite.
Do you like that's what you look forward to? And is it one of those dishes where you don't even hug mom until you see if she's brought the dish? Like, did you bring the thing?
I mean, I'm helping her to make it. She told us she was trying to take it off the menu one year, and it's just not happening.
Yeah.
So it is being made, and it's fantastic. I make a whole bowl on the side because my foods can't touch either. Just so, I mean.
Oh, you're a non-food toucher.
Oh my God. I need the plate that rotates with the dividers, but I do it on my own really well. But like things that could touch or run need their own dish. And so it's, it's the one thing that goes in its own dish, more so because I can put a lot of it in the bowl, but also so it doesn't touch things.
A non-food toucher. Have you always been what Jennifer Buchholz is calling a food separatist? Have you always been a food separatist? Now, why is it gross if they touch, or you just prefer that they don't?
My palate is a purist. So growing up, I did not like casserole because there's things mixed in. So this is also the thing with foods not touching.
All right. So I want to ask, now we've got some fun questions to ask. So what's your favorite dish? Are you a food toucher? And my third question is, do you have holiday decorations up in the house yet?
I still have fall decorations.
Okay.
Christmas can't go up until the day after Thanksgiving.
Okay, see, you are a separatist. Okay, that's good. All right, Lisa, thanks. Because we were kicking that around in the old household this weekend of, well, it'd be nice to put the tree up. We might as well put the tree up, and we haven't done it yet. Patrick, I'm trying to bring you into the conversation here, but you're not unmuting. How about you, Michael Rampolla? You're always good to jump in. What is the food dish of choice for you at the Rampolla Thanksgiving celebration?
The food dish of choice is the stuffing or the dressing. I don't care what you call it. It's how we prepare it, and it's a very old family recipe. It's from scratch, so
Ooh,
it's you got to go to Shortino's, get the day old rolls, get them nice and dry. There's ground beef in there. There's roasted chestnuts. There's onions and celery and a whole lot of butter. And you get it in the pan, and it's got to get charred. Like you got to get it in there, let it scar, and then like scrape it off. So it's a very,
nice.
and then get it all together in a big pot, throw in some seasoning, mix it all up, and then whatever fits in the bird, and the rest goes in a big old casserole.
Now, do you make that, or is someone else in charge of making that?
That is a Rampolla family typical average year. We all get together, and it's like 5 frying pans going, and different people are preparing different parts, and it's just a very
Nice.
So Wednesday night, Thanksgiving Eve is like, that's my holiday technically.
Nice.
Like the day after is when we get to like have the food. Cool. But it's that for some reason, that is the forever family childhood memory of preparing this epic stuffing. Cause my grandparents ran a catering business in Milwaukee for a lot of years. And so
cool.
like everything was done that way kind of thing.
Okay. So here's the next thing we're going to play. Now, do not answer the question, Michael. Everyone else answer this in the chat. Is Michael a food separatist or not a food separatist?
No.
Put it in the chat. Do you think Michael's a food separatist or not? It looks like we've got some no's and yeses. So, Michael, are you a food separatist or not?
No, just as long as it's all on the plate. I mean, maybe it's on the plate.
There.
I don't know. Just, yeah. And I actually really enjoy like a little bit of this, a little bit of that, like different as I go combos. Mashed potato with some stuffing and some this and that and the other, or whatever. Just, it's all the combos. Yeah.
And our holiday decorations up in the house yet?
Depends on which holiday you're talking about.
Oh, well, we do both here.
There's a current combination of October, November, and peeking into December. So it's when you're 4.5, it all blends together. So we're making it happen.
Just give me the candy, Dad. That's all that matters.
Also that.
Love it. Thank you, Michael. Good to see you. Roger, what do you got here? Are you a turkey guy? What are you up for on Thanksgiving?
Love the turkey. Love sage stuffing. That's my number 2.
Sage stuffing. Tell me about sage stuffing.
My former mother-in-law just put a ton of sage spice in her stuffing. I mean, she just never measured anything.
Yeah.
And it was one of the best ones I had. So probably one of the things out of that relationship I was sorry to see go.
Was that the best thing about your former mother-in-law? Was the sage stuffing?
Well, it was the best thing about my former wife. But we're not here to talk about that.
That's a different show.
That's a different show.
And Rally Point.
And I am available for that show if you want to book me for that. I mean, we could do that at some point.
All right. You a food separatist or no?
No, hell no.
Hell no. Mix it up.
No, and decorations, I don't know if I've shared this or how many people know this. I am Jewish, and we celebrate both Christmas and Hanukkah at my household.
Yep.
The one thing we learned at the very first time we celebrated both, you do not want to put the menorah under the tree. That is a bad idea.
No.
You only do that once, and then you go look for more homeowners insurance.
That'll make some people happy. Abby and I do that too. So it's Hanukkah and Christmas together. And then when I was young, my parents did the 12 days of Christmas. So basically from like December, some years, it's like December 1st until
you get
end
20.
of December. It's like one big gift-a-palooza.
You get 20, baby. It really sucks when they overlap. I mean, then you can't really capitalize on gifts and all that. But I mean, when then you get the 20 days. I mean, it's a good time to be a Jew Christian or something.
There's got to be a word for that, but whatever that word is, that's what's happening here.
I call it blessed and confused.
Perfect. All right. Yeah. Thanks, Roger. Appreciate it. All right. Lynn Karazi, what are you doing? Something scientific with your Thanksgiving dinner? Tell us about what you love for Thanksgiving dinner, my friend.
There's nothing scientific about it. It's just like everyone just said, just dumping a bunch of stuff, making your own stuffing. It's got to have apples in it. Sometimes we've had oysters in it. Sometimes I've put different things in it, but no, it's the turkey. And if we only had the stuffing, my family would be happy.
Now, I would imagine you're a wine guy, right? Do you have like a special bottle of wine set aside for Thanksgiving?
The one that's open, yeah.
Yeah, and whichever's in arm's length is your special
it's just
bottle of wine?
whatever happens to be around there, absolutely.
All right, now here's another vote. We're voting on this one. Don't say anything. Is Lynn a food separatist or not? What do you guys think? Food separatist or no? See, people don't think so. Food separatist must not be a thing. Are you a food separatist, Lynn?
Oh God, no. But
No.
I do have a daughter who is.
Your daughter is.
Just one of the three turned out to be a food separatist, and we find it very, very strange. We prefer not to have her around, and that's why we're not letting her come home this weekend.
Yeah, that's why. That's why. Now, I can see us getting the whiteboard out and making up some make-believe, like 60 Minutes medical commercial about, is your child a food separatist? New from Glaxo Wellcome or something like that, having like some make-believe commercial. All right, Consuela, you've always got something good cooking. Tell us about you. What is your favorite Thanksgiving food?
So it's going to be a little different this year, but my favorite requested food is the Mexican stacked baked chicken, otherwise known as Mexican lasagna. They all call it that. That's not what I call it.
That's confusing.
Right. So it's like, comfort food on extra. It's tortillas with this super spicy chicken mixture and then a ton of cheese and just layer that until the pan is full. So.
Wow. Is that the Thanksgiving dinner or is that a side?
So for us, Thanksgiving dinner is all the dinners. So everything. So there's turkey, there's always turkey.
Sure.
And because of me, there's mashed potatoes, but that was new. And there's, we'll have a big old ham. So that's that. But we'll have enchiladas and chimichangas and pizza and fried chicken and lasagna.
Yes.
Veggie pizza, like anything you could think you might want, that will be there. But in my house this year, because it's just us, there won't be that many things.
Yeah, but that still sounds awesome. What about holiday decorations? Are they up in the house already?
No, we have fall decorations up, but not holiday decorations up. Thanksgiving happens and then Christmas goes up on Friday.
Nice. Are you doing any Christmas cookies? Is that part of the Mama Chickadee's cookie company? Like, do you do Christmas cookies or what?
I have two specific flavors for Christmas. Candy cane bliss, which is, peppermint and vanilla, and then Mary Choco Mints, which is milk chocolate and candy cane. So.
Okay. So can you drop your sales funnel into the chat here so we can start placing our orders now, or what's going on with that?
I don't have a sales funnel for the cookies.
You need that. Are you a food separatist? I forgot to ask you. Are you a food separatist?
Are we going to vote, or what do you guys think?
No, I'm just curious. You can just tell us about you.
I am not.
You're not. No. All right. That sounds awesome. And we are totally in to buy your cookies. You let us know how, when, and how many we can order, and we are in. JB, I think you ask a very good question. Let's talk booze.
Yes.
All right.
Please and thank you.
Please and thank you.
Very boozy.
I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
I'm not going to tell all the stories that have been a very boozy holiday, but I think it's a worthwhile conversation to add to the group.
I think we should. Let's talk booze giving. All right. So at booze giving, what are you drinking? What is your? I would imagine that you start with something, then shift to something, then end with something. Or do you go with one thing all day?
Oh no, there's a lot of shifts. I believe that there's Bloody Mary breakfast while you're starting to prepare.
Yes.
Right. And I used to be the main host of Thanksgiving meals, so I did all the things. I would not let people bring it because they were not doing it my way.
No, they did it wrong.
It's terrible. It's terrible. Yeah. The control issues are astronomical when it comes to this. Thanks for nodding, Brad. I appreciate that response. Okay, so okay, of course we need the Bloody Marys, probably with a little bit of like cheese or sausage or something like that. Now, keep in mind, I'm not a beer girl, but for the games, of course, people probably need beers. I would have my maybe canned margarita or something like that.
Sure.
Of course, there's wine with dinner. And then there's something like frozen afterwards. And I just found like a local place that makes carry out Brandy Alexander's and grasshoppers. So now my tongue is tingling for that kind of stuff. So there's definitely going to be an ice cream, like an old-fashioned ice cream drink involved. And yet I should be very close to home and won't have to worry about driving. So drink on, people.
Wow. When you're within walking distance, stumbling distance, good things happen, right? When JB doesn't have to drive, it's a party, right?
Whoa.
Yeah. So what's your favorite Thanksgiving food besides the booze? Which is your favorite? What's your second favorite thing about Thanksgiving?
So I probably don't like the first round of food. I'm all about the leftovers.
Yeah.
So everything I make is made with a purpose for freaking awesome leftovers.
Mm-hmm. Very good. And I would imagine you already have holiday decorations up in your house. You're kind of like that, aren't you?
So yeah, no, I would be, but my latest caretaking responsibilities have challenged my time. And so no,
Yeah.
the house is just lame.
Yeah,
For
not
now.
yet. Okay. Well, I'm sure that you'll drink until it's lit. That's all that matters. So that's good.
Drink
right?
until it's lit.
Yeah, well, hey, might as well. All right, Sam Shaw, are you with us, pal? Tell us about your Thanksgiving. What do you enjoy on Thursday? Favorite dish, that kind of stuff.
Well, seeing as I'm usually at retail, my Thursday is like, heck yeah, there's nothing going on. I don't have to do anything. So I'm pretty stoked about that. I'm not worried about food. I'm just happy I don't have to do anything.
That's
until really early the next morning.
And I got 80 months of retail on me, so I'm good with decorations. I don't need decorations. I don't want to see decorations. I don't really give a damn about decorations.
So you're living just like an all-white house this time of year, like just like
sensory,
very
underload.
very Scandinavian. like I'm staying in a Scandinavian hotel where nothing, just nothing.
No, there's just like
maybe there's a bed, maybe.
There's like a tree branch, like that's it on the table. That's the only decoration. It's very understated.
My only holiday tradition is I have How the Grinch Stole Christmas on Blu-ray.
Okay.
The original one, not the freaking movie or anything.
Nobody needs that.
That one. I watched that. That's my holiday tradition. Everything else just flat out sucks.
Okay. All right. So we now have to go to the saddest person in the world, and that would be Brad Herda, because not only is Thanksgiving wonderful for all of us, he has to watch his football team play every Thanksgiving. So, Brad, it should be a holiday, but unfortunately, the Detroit Lions are terrible. So what do you do to console yourself on Thanksgiving?
They've been terrible for decades, right?
I know. That's part of the fun.
It doesn't really matter. It's tradition, right?
That's right.
It's tradition. I actually get to watch the whole game this year because tradition has changed. So usually we eat right around halftime for the first eating of the day, and then the second eating of the day is at my sister-in-law's house. But that will all change this year. The best part about Thanksgiving is just showing up, because I don't have to do anything for any of the events. Just show up and go eat and take a little nap. Usually help my mom and dad take down the Christmas tree from upstairs and bring it downstairs for them. Fight about whether it's going to light up or not. You know, all those great family dynamics. That's always the best part.
Yeah.
And then go down to my sister-in-law's house and we get some desserts and then come home.
Is your Thanksgiving affected one way or the other if the Lions win or lose?
No.
No. You're just like factoring in it's going to be sad, so you're just going to do something else?
Whether they win or lose doesn't really matter. It's just the being able to sit down. Now you get 3 games in a day instead of just the 2.
True.
Right.
And as a Bear fan, I am envious of the Thursday family tradition. The Lions always play, and frequently the Bears will play them too on Thanksgiving. But it's also like, I think that's really cool for like a franchise like the Lions to have like, this is the thing about our franchise, and you can plan around it. Like, that's really cool.
That's how they became my team when I was very young and the Packers sucked, and you got to see the Lions on Thanksgiving Day, right? So
right.
And their uniforms are cooler than a G.
Yes, and Barry Sanders was once on that team, so I would root for them too.
Barry Sanders, Billy Sims, you know.
Oh well, Billy Sims, that goes back a little bit, but yes.
Yes.
And what about your booze of choice? What are you doing on Thanksgiving?
Booze of choice? Diet Pepsi, Diet Coke,
whatever's within reach.
Yeah, there's no booze typically.
No booze. All right. Well, that happens. All right. Well, enjoy your game. Good luck. Who do you have on Thanksgiving?
Who do I have for what? I don't know.
Who are the Lions playing?
Oh, I don't even know. I know it's Dallas, Washington. I don't even know who they're playing. I mean, after you just got shut up by Carolina, I mean, come on. How much excitement can you have with a 4-day turnaround?
Yeah. Who are you playing? It doesn't really matter. You're right. Hey, at least you don't have the impending doom of the Packers destroying the Bears on Sunday Night Football for everybody to watch. The Packers are going to win by 82.5 points Sunday night.
Why do you
It's going to
think
be bad.
Trubisky's going to come out and he's going to be the hero?
Oh, man. Do not even tease me.
Mr. T is going to be the hero. He's going to take down Aaron Rodgers.
I'm telling you right now, if the Bears somehow beat the Packers on Sunday Night Football, I'm doing this show shirtless on Monday. Like, I'm going to be running around the neighborhood. It's going to be insane.
No pants on, so what's the difference?
Well, no, there are no pants. This is a Zoom top and no pants situation. No? Oh, you veto that, Jennifer?
No.
Okay.
Please.
Well, I am pretty excited. Let's put it that way. Brad, thanks a lot. All right, Susie Moon, I can't go on and end the show without hearing about your Thanksgiving. What do you got?
I guess my favorite food is probably the sides. I really don't ever eat the turkey until it's in leftovers. But I like the desserts. I like the sides. I rarely go back. I do like to keep my food separated, but I wouldn't call myself a separatist.
That phrase, the separatist, that's going to stick with me. I think that's really good because it's got like a political protest kind of thing to it too. I like that. Yeah. That's really good. Okay. Michael brings up an excellent point.
But that's the title of the new show.
What?
Brought to you by Glaxo, The Separatist.
The Separatist, the small business separatist, our fight against big corporations. Tuesdays at 3.
And the food that separates them.
Susie, what's your booze of choice on Monday? Or Thursday? Well, Monday, wine. Thursday, whatever day.
I'll stick with wine. You know, maybe I'll finish a bottle or two and we'll see what happens.
Oh, very good. Very good. All right, cool. Michael, I think you bring up an excellent point. So this will be our final topic here as far as Thanksgiving goes. Tell us about it.
The fight topics or the pie flavors?
No, not the
I dropped
fight.
two in quick succession.
No, we're going to talk about pie flavors, not the fights. You know, the thing is, without the in-laws coming over, there will be fewer fights this year.
Fewer, not less, not going to zero, but yeah, it's like asymptotic, right? It's close to zero, but doesn't quite achieve it.
Think about it. Like, we're not going to be talking politics. Of all the year that we can't be with our relatives, this is a good year not to be with our relatives. Okay, so pies, what you got?
Pies. I am very much I got to have a little bit of whatever's there. People ask me which flavor, I'll say yes. I'll just give me a little bit of everything. I got to try them all. Definitely pumpkin, definitely a good apple. Pecan is my absolute favorite. Good pecan pie. Van's with me on that one. So go to Van. Let's see which one of those you're backing me up on. But
so, Michael, are you saying that you're a polygamist? You take them all, right?
Infinitely.
Many pies,
infinitely.
Polygamy. I love
infinite polygamous. Polygamy.
Van, what pie do you have, Van?
Oh, it's absolutely a pecan.
Pecan.
Absolutely, with a little bit of bourbon in it.
I was going to say a bourbon pecan, or have you ever had a stout pecan?
No, I have.
Oh my God.
I have. And there's some amazing stouts out there right now too.
Oh, by the way, Guinness floats. Just putting that out there.
God, I am so hungry. Why are we having, I got drinking to do. These are great notes.
Let's
dropping into their,
JB, you're going to run this through the the transcript so we can all get our menus out of the conversation.
Yeah. So you guys hit on two of the things that we do here. The drink of choice for me, I like drinking a nice stout on Thanksgiving because I figure, you know what, I'm packing on all the calories, give you the biggest, baddest beer I can get my hands on. Maybe some bourbon. Bourbon will also work. The dish of choice here, like the best thing that we do on Thanksgiving is Abby makes an appetizer because normally we don't eat Thanksgiving dinner till like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So we kind of have like a heavy appetizer around 11 o'clock. She makes a thing called GFD. It's a dip. And it's good dip. It's kind of like AFW, but a different kind of thing. And we take a bread bowl and she hollows out the center of it and she puts the GFD inside the bread bowl. And it's GFD. And we only make it once a year. It's got like cream cheese and bacon and it's terrible for you. And with a good cold stout, oh man. I'll even watch the Detroit Lions and eat that. That's how good it is. So if you want the recipe for the GFD, we might have to have Abby put that up inside the Idea Collective because I'm telling you, that thing, it's a thing. All right, so here's what we've got. A couple of announcements we need to make before we get off the show today. The one, the only, the leader on the Impact Trail, Liz Watson, has joined us. So we have coming up on December 14th through the 18th. Did I say that right? Yeah, 14th through the 18th, Small Business Planning Week led by Liz Watson, the leader on the Impact Trail. Liz, this is starting to come together. Pretty excited about it.
It sure is. Yeah, it's going to be great.
So tell us about what we're going to do on those 5 days, because we've got a long list of good stuff we're going to do, and you've been working really hard on this.
Yeah, so we're going to take a little focus. Here's what it is, right? You always hear, hey, you should do some strategic planning, right? For your business. Yeah, just go do that.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about what are the common areas that you should be thinking about really to help your business run smoothly. So we're going to talk about multiple areas and actually ask members of the Idea Collective to come in and join us and share the things that either they've experienced or they recommend to their clients. When they come to them and ask, you know, where should I be in my business? Well, let's hear from different people on that. And what the end result will be is you're going to be able to come up with a list of, you know what, that's a thing that I should probably do next year. And I need to get that in my list of projects or initiatives to do. So it's going to really help brainstorm a lot of things for you to think about, but in all the common areas of your business, instead of just saying, go figure it out, come up with a strategic plan.
Well, and it's going to have a bunch of different areas, which is what I'm really excited about. So on Monday, we'll do an introduction and we'll talk about basically what the entire program is going to entail. But then we're doing different topics each day of the week. Can you talk about those topics real quick?
Sure. So let's see. The first day, right, will kind of be an overview. And, you know, we have to do it. We have to talk about the mission and vision for your company and the true values that you have to make sure that everything you think about moving forward is going to be in alignment with what you really want. Then we're going to talk about being financially steady in your business. Doesn't just mean tracking your revenue. So we're going to get into goodness there and some of the efficiencies you should have to operate your business, like standard operating procedures. We're going to talk about, I think the next day, Pat, more about marketing and visibility with your company, ideas around that, and also your products, right? What should you maybe change, keep doing, stop doing related to your products? Oh, thank you very much.
You bet.
Thursday, then we're going to talk about growth, not just from a team perspective, but also you as the leader. All the things you should be thinking about to take care of yourself too. And then we're going to really do a wrap up on Friday, come up with having everybody come with Q&As that they discovered through the week and asking you based on what we talked about, which are some of the things that you're going to take away and start getting implemented into your plan for next year.
What's so neat about this is Liz is really doing a great job outlining it all. And we're going to bring in, as she mentioned, experts from the Idea Collective to weigh in on certain parts of these conversations. So it's going to be myself and Liz leading the conversation, but we will also hear from other experts in their fields in the Idea Collective. Thanks to support from Bank 59, we're not charging for this. So this is a free opportunity for development. And to be super, super clear, invite everyone you know, because it is not restricted just to Idea Collective members. This is a service that Liz is providing, I'm providing, Idea Collective is providing for the entire small business community. So anyone that you know can come to this. It is free for all. And I'm really excited about it. We still got a couple of weeks to fill the place, Liz, but it's going to be great.
Right. And really it is all about coming up with ideas. So instead of you trying to come up with ideas on your own related to these, let's get our collective group together and help each other out. And something will resonate with you that you can walk away with that you may just have never thought before.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And we still got a couple of weeks to put it together, but I know you're working hard. So thank you for that. And that wonderful funnel. Shout out to Susie Moon for putting it together. She did a great job making that happen. So Liz, thanks for coming on and sharing the information. And we will see more from you in a couple of weeks. But the Small Business Planning Week for 2021 is going to be awesome. Please share it far and wide because it's free for everybody to learn from Liz and the other members of the Idea Collective. Very excited about that. The other thing I want to remind you of, thank you to the folks inside the chat that logged in and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Once I get to 100, I can rename it. And moving forward, here's what we're doing with Rally Point. So Rally Point is going to be broadcast by me directly to YouTube live. So we'll stream it live on YouTube. And then we are going to syndicate it out to like 8 or 10 different locations across the internet. So we can run into our audiences where they are. We will still have the opportunity for you to come into the chat and talk to us, and we'll have the opportunity for you to come in and appear on the show. My vision for this show has always been, how can this be a small business talk show? And with the software that I've acquired and what I'm going to do with it, that's where we're going to finally get to, and we will get off of just being on Zoom. So I'll be able to meet you where you are. If you're interested in rebroadcasting the show on your channel, we can do that as well. There's a lot of opportunity together that we can take this message out to more people, because you know what, if you ask me, you guys are pretty cool, and more people need to hear from you and what we're doing. And I hope that this is a chance that we can expand the audience into 2021. So I'm just letting you know about it, because we will be making a change here in a couple of weeks in how the show works, but it is all part of the big partnership that's coming in 2021 with Bank 59. It's just so exciting. And what we're going to be able to do for the Idea Collective is just going to be, it's going to be great. So I'm looking forward to it. So a big thanks to Nancy Toll for coming on the show today, Liz Watson for dropping the knowledge, and for all of you, I give thanks. Really, wouldn't be doing it without you. And I hope you have a safe and happy Thanksgiving. Those of you in the Idea Collective, I'll see you on Tuesday afternoon for the Idea Slam. And with that, that wraps up the Small Business Rally Point for Monday, the 23rd of November. I'm Pat Miller, the Idea Coach. Thanks for coming. Bye-bye.